What's up, savages? It's Wednesday, February 13th, 2019. Let's get it. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the RandomCoin Mining Show, where we mine a different coin every weeknight at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you like content like this, crypto mining video content like this, be sure to subscribe to the SavageMine YouTube channel. And if you want random crypto thoughts and updates and things like that, make sure you follow me on Twitter as well. I do, channel updates and things like that over there, and I say a bunch of really cool stuff, and I'm super popular, and I'm almost famous over there. So make sure you follow me. Just kidding, of course. Before we get started, be sure to smash the like button or the dislike button if you don't like content like this. But I don't know why you're watching if you don't like content like this. But anyway, it does help the channel in many ways if you click like or dislike, because it's an interaction and it gets the video in front of more eyes, so to speak. In this show, we have a list of over 100 GPU-mineable coins that we run through an online randomizer to choose one. Whatever we land on, we try to mine successfully within 30 minutes so that we can switch over to the BrandonCoin daily live stream that starts at around 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I said around, but it's usually right at 10. So we try to get done with this show by 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And the purpose of this show, I believe that just mining something random every day kind of keeps our skills super sharp and ready to mine anything and answer questions, if you're trying to help other miners and things like that. So I think it's pretty important that we just stay on top of things. Before we get started, let's take a quick look at what's going on in the market today. It looks like half and half red day, red and green. BTC is at 36.12, ETH is at 124. So kind of boring day, actually. Those are really small numbers for crypto, of course. Let me show you what I am currently mining. It should be no surprise. I am still mining Grin. I've been working on trying to mine C31, KUKA 2 31, but I cannot figure it out just yet. And I don't think that it's even totally worth it, to be honest. From what I've been reading, it's not really more profitable or anything like that. I could be wrong, but that's just a brief thing of what I was looking at. Said that it might not be worth it, at least on AMD. And here, that was Simple Mining. These are the co-owned rigs. And then over here are my two rigs. One is a 6 GPU NVIDIA rig, and the other one is a 12 GPU AMD rig. So they're both mining Grin as well. And let's see here. On the last show, we ended up landing on Crypto Sudo, or Sudo. That was an X16S algo coin, and we were able to successfully mine that using HiveOS and NVIDIA GPUs in just a few minutes. Now, I pre-record the randomization part because there's so many different coins, and I actually added a lot today. I went through what was the name of that site? It was CoinToMine.today, I think is the name of it. And it's kind of cool because it shows you what they've added in order that they added them. I think that's what the list kind of looks like. It's the order that they added them in. So if you start at the top, the latest added ones, then you can kind of, like, I was bouncing that against my current list and adding the ones that I didn't have. Some of them I seem to recall that I've looked at them before and they weren't actually mineable. There was something wrong with them, a dead project or whatever. But I went, anyway, I modified the list. I think I have like 100 and something, 140 something now. So point being, there's so many that if I just tried to do that live during the show, then it would be, the likelihood of landing on one that we weren't going to be able to mine would be pretty high. So I did that the first few shows, and then Yashnik recommended that I pre-record that. He hates whenever I mention his name, but or whenever I thank him for that. But he said, hey, you should, you know, probably pre-record that stuff. So I started doing that, and it's worked out really well. So I appreciate that from him. And yeah, so let me start the video for what we are landing on today. If you follow me on Twitter, you probably, or if you recognize the logo from the thumbnail for this video, or if you follow me on Twitter, I was making all kind of hints about what it was. Yeah, it should be no surprise if you follow me on Twitter. Maybe a little bit of a surprise if you don't recognize the logo of on the thumbnail for the video. So anyway, here we go. Here is the pre-recorded video. And I'll just watch it with you. I think I got the right one queued up. Pretty sure. I didn't double check, but let's see. If not, I can fix it real quick. Nope, that's the old one. My bad. Sometimes whenever I close, this is Streamlabs OBS, whenever I close it and reopen it, it defaults back to like the previously saved one. It's really weird, so let me fix that real quick. That was the previous night's. So this should be the right one. Yeah, so it's Desire Coin, which at first, whenever I first saw that, I was like, man, I've never heard of that. But then it kind of came back to me. I have heard of it, but it's been a really long time. There were a couple of fairly popular YouTubers that actually did videos on it, and we'll get into that in a moment. But that's pretty much all the data that I collected for Desire Coin so far. Let me get out of that video, and we'll be using. We'll start with, if we have time, we'll do a different rig, but we'll be using the NVIDIA rig to start, and this is the hardware that we're working with here. And I didn't even check chat. Let me head over there real quick and see if anything is going on. What's going on, everybody? Bobby and Gabriel. I haven't seen Gabriel in a while. My RX 580s are 8 gig, and they are getting, I mean, you can do the math with a calculator. It's not a lot. I mean, it's just right now, it's just I'm throwing everything at grand. I've got a little goal I want to hit. Yeah, these are all 8 gig RX 580s, and you know, an entire 8 GPU rig is only getting 14 graphs per second. So, you know, and it bounces around a little bit. I would say the average is probably 13.2. It's not a lot. But again, I'm just trying to hit my goal. I'm wasting a little bit of electricity probably by trying to hit a goal of the number of grand that I want to have before I move on to something else. So it's taken me a little bit longer than I thought it would, because the difficulty's gone up a little bit, clearly. And since I first started, because I started the first day. So I was doing pretty well at first, and then kind of died off as more miners came online, of course. So, and why Grin? Right now, it is just the most profitable for me and my setup. I mean, there probably are a few coins that are more profitable, but again, I'm trying to hit a goal, and you know, that's why. I've been mining it since it came out. Actually, I don't even think I've really changed. Maybe I might have added a couple of days in there where I mined something else, but yeah, it's pretty much been non-stop Grin for about a month, because I came out on the 15th of January, right? So yeah, we're going on right on a month. Maybe today was a month. I don't know. It seems like it was a Wednesday. Anyway, so yeah, that's what's going on there. Let's see, so we get back to the data collection. This is how far I got. This part right here wasn't in the video, but I'll show you where I came up with that information from. So Desire Coin is yes, I've mined Beam. I have another goal for that. I need to get back on Beam to hit that goal though. Yeah, I switched over to Grin once it came out, and I just haven't left yet. I've just been nonstop. I I think Beam is probably going to end up being, my opinion, it's going to end up being a better project, but we'll see. Even though it's, you know, not as open and community driven as Grin is, but we'll see. We'll see what happens with that. All right, guys, so let me get back to data collection, and let me see if I don't think I wrote anything down about this particular coin, because the little bit, yeah, I didn't write anything. Pretty much the little bit of research that I did on it, I can't say anything about it, to be honest. Their website is vague, to say the least. I usually write a little thing and I'll read it about what the coin is about and what, you know, what its goals are and things like that. I don't know, couldn't find it, but maybe we'll run across it whenever we are doing our data collection. So let's head over here to CoinMarketCap, and we will see if it's on there. I don't think it is. I mean, I did a little bit of, actually no, it is on CoinMarketCap. I did a little bit of a preliminary research on it. So right here it is, Desire. They just call it Desire. It's not Desire Coin. And originally I had the ticker as Desire. See right here? So it's actually DSR, or maybe it changed after the fact. I've seen that happen before as well. So it's up a little bit today. Not worth a whole lot, but we're going to copy that and put that into the spreadsheet. All these values that are grayed out right here aren't really necessary, but it's just good to have information as you're documenting, getting ready to mine something, right? So we'll go to right-click on website, go there, right-click on the announcement so that we can get to that. And let me do their, I think they're, yeah, what to mine. They're not on what to mine. Yeah, let's see if they're on coin calculators. I didn't try this one earlier, so there's a chance. Oh, it is on there. Cool. Yeah, coin calculator seems to have a lot more. So we might be able to come back here and do, if we get done fast enough, we might be able to come back here and look at profit, calculate profit based on what we're seeing. Let me do a real quick bring up. I'll get to that in a moment. All right, so what do we need to do here? We need to paste the, so it's not on what to mine, but it is on, I'll just put this in there. I need to add that and say coin calculators as well over here to the left. All right, so let's go to Bitcoin Talk thread. This is what their Bitcoin Talk thread looks like. It says it's the coin of your dreams. All right, and it says that it's a new peer-to-peer digital currency. So far, nothing new. But it starts talking about uniting interested users for rewards, exchange, and transfer money to any point in the world. Again, pretty much basic stuff to do with cryptocurrency in the first place. Instant transactions, anonymity. So it does have some privacy features. I did see that. Uses mixing technology for the privacy. And other than that, it's got master nodes. Yeah, pretty much it. All right, so I guess that they have a, they might have, yeah, they don't have their wallets yet, their mobile wallets. But that's okay. All right, so it's good enough to mine. There are pools for it, so we're going to knock it out. That's the way I look at it anyway. And it's NeoScrypt, so it should be pretty easy with NVIDIA as well. So, all right, so Bitcoin Talk thread here. The date was this. Like I said, it's been around for a while. October 15th, 2017. It looks like. Then we go to their website. This is their website. This is like the second little scrolling thing, maybe the third. Yeah. So this is how it starts. if you refresh it. This is where it starts, and then it'll scroll over and go to the next thing, which it does it automatically, I think, if you refresh. So I'll just go to it, but it's basically the same things that you saw in the BitCoinTalk thread. I don't know. You know, there's some news here, maybe, community. I just couldn't find anything that really lays it out, even in their white paper. Even their white paper is not. I mean, I normally don't go this deep, but I was trying to look for something. I was like, man, I gotta find something to talk about. There's just not. Not that I could find. I mean, there's nothing that really jumps out at me. They talk about the algorithm here a little bit. Talk about the master nodes, private send, you know, coin join, and some privacy features that are available and other things. I didn't see anything that jumped out like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. You know, not like Grin or Beam where they're using Mimblewimble, which is a whole new protocol for privacy and things like that. Nothing jumps out at me like that. So anyway, that's about it. All right. I mean, I tried. I really tried. I was like, man, you know, it'd be cool to at least find something, but I just couldn't. So if somebody else finds something about it, let me know. I could not figure out what the deal was. Even their roadmap is not great. I couldn't tell what has been completed yet. Doesn't it, you know, a lot of times they'll put a line through it or, you know, color it different, but all this is the same color, so I wasn't sure what has been completed. Don't know. All right, so let's get out of there. We're gonna get out of here as well. We don't need that. All right, so go back to data collection. Oh, we did need their website, didn't we? Just for documenting, not a big deal, but I want to do it right, you know. All right, let me go back to chat, see what's going on over there. What's up, Yashnik? I mentioned you a few minutes ago. Were your ears burning, and that's why you came to check us out? All right, so you know how you always have to get a wallet, obviously, a receiving address to mine. And if the coin is not something that I'm going to be interested in, I don't like downloading it on my machine, you know, and installing the wallet and stuff like that. Before I was still doing it, but I was running it through VirusTotal to make sure that it was kind of clean. And some of them were clean, some of them weren't. And it was just one of those things where I don't like installing that software, especially if it's got a few hits on it in VirusTotal. Some of the wallets were completely clean, to my surprise. Some of them aren't. But in this case, I knew that I'm not going to mine this coin in the future unless something really drastic happens. So I went poking around and I found, and this is what I was talking about earlier, with YouTubers have some pretty popular YouTubers have done videos on Desire Coin in the past, master nodes and things like that. And Son of a Tech was one of them. Look, how to set up a Desire master node. So once I saw his video here, not to pause that, not to you know, divert your attention to his channel or anything, although he's super cool. But on here there was, where did I see this? If I go to show more, so down here he's talking about, you know, he puts all the steps basically for setting up the masternode in here, but he also has a donation address. So I grabbed that address right there. I was like, hey, that's perfect. Not that it's gonna, I'm not gonna mine enough for him to get anything out of it, but you know, at least I can use his address, so that's kind of cool. So that's what that address is right here, and that's what the website was, or the YouTube was. So for the pool, I just went to mining pool stats.stream, typed in Desire, and searched for that. Comes up with this. And then there were a few, right? And it's actually spread out kind of well. I mean, there's only 4 listed. There might be other pools that are not listed on Mining Pool Stats, but the one I was going to choose, because we've used it before, is fairmine.pro. So we'll grab that, even though there's not even one miner on it, but it's still, if it's available, then we'll put our miner on it, right? So just because there's not anyone on it doesn't mean it's not going to work. So we scroll down here to, it's a NeoScrypt, right? Did I pass it? Yeah, I did. NeoScrypt right here. All right, so there it is right there. So it's port 4241. So I'll just click on it. That gets this information over here. So you can see right away, they always point you to, for NeoScrypt anyway, most of the time you're going to use CCMiner for NVIDIA and SGMiner for AMD. So that just gives you a little clue with how because we're going to use HiveOS, so it's going to give you a little bit of clue of how to configure your miner, you know, what algorithm and what miner you're actually going to use. So it just kind of helps out here. So we'll just grab, all we really need is this right here. Make sure that where is that? I was going to make sure the port was right. I think 4241 was right. Yeah, here's all the information right here. So it's probably pointing to the right one. I'm still going to go over here and check just to make sure. 4241. Okay. So we're going to throw that in here. And we can go ahead and put down here that if we were using in AMD, we would use SGMiner and then CCMiner for NVIDIA. Okay, so now we pretty much have all the information that we need. We could put our whole miner options in there. Usually, you know, I mean, this is smOS miner options, and that's pretty much what we were looking at in the pool up here. Except for, you know, you wouldn't use the miner, you wouldn't copy this part right here, because the miner is what is launched inside of simple mining, right? So you would just start right here, copy this whole thing, and that's pretty much what you would use as your simple mining operating system miner options. But we're not going to use that because we're using HiveOS for this effort. So we are going to do that. So let's head over to HiveOS. And we are going to, I don't know if it's in here or not, but we'll try to start with a flight sheet. Create a new flight sheet, and then we're going to type in for the coin desire. No, was it DSR? There we go. DSR. So it is in HiveOS, which is cool. And all this does, I know I beat this up a lot, but we had a situation where it turned into a big deal. All that is the name of the coin and the logo, and that's it. It has nothing to do with whether or not your miner is going to work or anything. And I've proved this a few times. Like, we could choose whatever coin we want to choose. If we wanted to have this as the logo and Grin as the coin, we could do that and still put in our wallet for Desire coin, and it's still going to work, right? Because it's based on the address, the mining address or the receiving address that you put into your wallet, not this coin over there. That's just for visibility and user experience, right? End user experience. So we're going to go back over here. We're going to choose, can I type? Yeah, DSR. Okay, so we're going to make it look right so that we don't have a problem with anybody. So we're going to go add wallet, and then let me go and grab that address. Son of a text address here. I'll throw that in here. Paste as plain text, and then we're going to give it a name of DSR_YouTube, and then create. So that'll get our wallet up and running with our receiving address. And then because it's already in here, I suspect that whenever we click select pool, it's going to actually have one listed. Mining. Don't know what that is. Don't know if it was one that we were that was available on here. On mining pool stats, mining. Don't see it. Doesn't matter, but that's a good point, you know, or a good example of it might work. It might be out there, but just not listed on mining pool stats for whatever reason. So we'll go back over here, but we're going to configure it in the miner because we selected our pool already, what we were going to use, and then we also know. Oh, and that's something else. If it has its own pool. Or a pool already in here, whenever you select the pool, whenever you click the down arrow for select miner, it's going to have a couple already selected. And this is a absolutely perfect example because it's showing you that for NVIDIA GPUs, you would use CCMiner, and for AMD GPUs, you would use SGMiner. But again, we're not going to do that, but you could do that to kind of help you configure the miner, but it's NeoScrypt, it's super easy, so we don't have to worry about too much. So we're going to go configure in miner, click the down arrow, now see how it has all the miners, right? It has everything listed. So we're going to choose CCMiner because we're using NVIDIA. Then we're going to click Setup Miner Config. And we probably could get away with just choosing all the defaults and not even choosing an algo, but you know, it's habit. I'll go ahead and do what we normally do. We do have to put the pool in there though, for sure, because it doesn't know what pool to use without that information, right? We can't use any variables because we told it that we were going to configure the pool in the miner, so we can't do that. So this is pretty much just standard across the board. You know, you got your defaults up here for your wallet and your worker name, and all I did was I put my mouse over the I and then clicked on this right here, and that puts it in there for you. And extra parameters, if you were mining this for real, you know, there might be some tweaking that you would want to do. In our case, all we're looking for is an accepted share, and then we're going to call it good. So we're going to click apply changes here, give it a name, give the flight sheet a name. I always name everything the same, but that's just my naming convention. AD, that's not ADD. Was that obsessive OCD, right? Don't really have that, but naming conventions, you can kind of look right here and see that I have a pretty standard way of naming things. All right, so let's go back to workers, and then we're going to choose the Kessel rig, which is the NVIDIA rig, this guy right here. And actually I could go into this and it could show you the GPUs as well. Put a check mark next to that. We're going to click the rocket. We're going to click on DSR to filter. We're going to click on DSR YouTube flight sheet, click apply. And then I like to get, just from experience, I like to get a reboot. After applying the flight sheet, I'll do a reboot. And we're still probably going to have crazy temperatures on the GPUs that first reboot, but it seems like even last night we had the same problems. Yeah, I need to do that, Brandon. I know. I'm taking the technicals approach of not accepting donations, but maybe at some point. Golly, you got my mind off track. Last night when we were mining crypto pseudo, the same thing happened. We rebooted and temperatures went crazy again, and then I think we ended the live stream, but after like one more reboot it started settling down and goes compliant or within specs or whatever you want to call it, to where they're all green squares here, and not showing you like some crazy temperatures. So we'll be over there in just a second. Brandon, thanks for stopping in. I think we're gonna get this like the first time, so we'll see. Hopefully. That's weird. Why is it? This is not. It's not updating. That's like old information right there. That's weird. Let me turn that off. Wicked. Strange. All right. Let me see what's going on over here. Okay. Boom. Already, we're good to go. In my head, you can see accepted shares over there. Maybe. let me bring it up here. Do a refresh. Oh wow, and we don't even have temperature problems like usual. Got some rejected shares though, but maybe overclock settings and things like that are kind of jacked up right now because it's it's basically the overclocks for Grin. So because I haven't done anything with overclocking at all. So let's see here. Go here. What was I going to do? Oh yeah, the remote stuff. So we'll start the Hive shell so that I can show you pretty well what's going on. What's up, Bitcoin Jake? It sounds like they're getting hot because the fans are cranking up quite a bit. Right here's the temperature. It's not too bad, but I mean it's pretty bad, but it's kind of warm in here. So, all right, so we started the Hive shell. We're going to click on the little square with the arrow. I don't know what that means, but then we're going to go in here and we're going to go. Whoa! I don't know why it flashed like that. We're going to go miner. And then if this happens to you, then usually in HiveOS, this means that you're connected to 2 at the same time, 2 displays. And if you press Control-D, then it should release that one and let you see it on your shell, right? So that's all I did was I pressed Control-D. And you can see I get one rejected share, but that's okay. Most of them are accepted. So we are good to go. We did it again, man. We're killing this. Killing this mining game here. I like whenever we're all like successful and stuff. And it's usually like right at 10 o'clock too. So that's cool. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. I'm going to switch over to BrandonCoin's live stream. And yeah, I'll see you over there. Thanks for stopping in. And I'll see y'all tomorrow night, same time and all that stuff. And I was going to do some shout outs tonight, but I'm not because, you know, I'm already over time. So I'll get to those tomorrow night. I'll see y'all tomorrow night. Thanks so much. Again, you know, stay savage, guys. Talk to you in a minute because I'll be over there in BrandonCoins. Later.